Hey, welcome back to the lesson. We're going to start on page 21, and 21 takes us into lesson 5, the 5th out of 6 lessons for this unit 2. And in lesson 5, we're going to talk about the geography of addition and subtraction. So we're going to use a number line here to help us find distances between numbers, and that'll help us represent addition and subtraction problems. So let's share this document camera here with you, and we'll get going. So here we are on page 21 at the top. We'll go through the green stuff and then pause, and then in the next lesson, we will go through the stuff to make you think and the tough stuff problem. So here it says, show the numbers on the number line and find the distance between them. Okay, so we're going to plot 71 and 100 on this number line. And it says you might think of 70 to 100 first and then adjust, okay? So we're going to mark, let's say this is 100. I know that's the bigger one. And then back here somewhere is 71, and I want to adjust that. Or I want to find that distance in there. And it says think of 70 and adjust it. Well, 70, the number 70 would be right here. So 70 is right there. And hopefully you know the distance between 70 and 100. Or 100 minus 70. And maybe you know that that distance is 30. Okay, but I need to go one more to the right. So if I go one more to the right, instead of 30, I'm going to have 29. Okay, so we can think of a common distance that we might know, powers of 10, which we talked about in another lesson. And then we can just adjust it to help us find the actual distance that's needed. So here on number 2, we're looking at negative 18 to 60. Here's 0 they put for us, and negative 18 is over here, and 60 is over here. And I want to find the total distance between those two numbers. Well, we can break that apart a little bit, and we can say that the distance between 0 and 18 is 18. So from here to here. Okay, that's part of that whole thing. And then from 0 to 60, that distance is 60. So all I need to do is add those two numbers together. 60 plus 18 is 78. So the distance between 60 and negative 18 is 78. Distance is always a positive number. Here we are at number 3, 125 and negative 40. So the same kind of concept as before. We have 125 over here, and we have negative 40 over here. Okay, now the distance here doesn't really matter, just the locations of the numbers. So I can look at the distance from negative 40 to 0, that's 40. And the distance from 0 to 125 is 125. So the distance between the two, here and here, is 40 plus 125, which is 165. So originally, when we just find the distance between these two numbers, that is a subtraction problem. And with a number line, we can change that subtraction problem to an addition problem very easily. All right, here we have negative 5. And we have negative 240. Okay, these are on the same side, so it's a little more difficult. So we want that distance there, okay? Well, what we can do is we can take the distance from negative 240 to 0, which is 240, but I need to take off 5. I need to take off this distance between here and here. So if I take off 5, okay, so 240 take away 5 would be 235. So the distance between negative 240 and negative 5 is 235. Number 5, where am I? Show all possible solutions, so a range of values, and fill in the blanks. Clue, I am 14 units away from 40. Okay, so they put a 40 here, and we have to go 14 units away. So that's 14 units to the left and 14 units to the right. Well, they got our 14 units here, and they put 30 here because we know from 40 to 30 is 10, and then you just have to subtract 4 more for a total of 14. So here, 40 to 50 is 10, and you need to go 4 more past that, so here you have 54. Okay. I am 10 units away from 3. Where am I? So they've added 0 here. Here's 3. If I go 10 units to the right, that's 10. We got 10 plus 3 is 13. And I have to go 10 units to the left. So 3 to 0, that's 3. But I need a total of 10. So to make 10, I need 7 on this side. So I could go minus 7 more, so negative 7. So this distance is 7, and 3 makes 10, okay? Or you could just say 3 minus 10 is negative 7. So there's a lot of ways to do math, and it doesn't really matter which way you do it as long as it's sound math. I'm 40 units away from 3. Where am I? And it says mark 0 to help you imagine the negative side. So here's 0 right here. Okay, 40 units away. So I got this number over here, 40 units away. I'm already at 3. If I go 40 more, that would be 43. That's 3 plus 40. And then on this side, I need 3 minus 40. Okay, well, I'm already 3 right here, okay, and then I got to go more that way. So this is 3. If you have 40 and you subtract 3, that would be 37. So on this side, you have to go to minus 37. Okay, so your distance there and there, okay. Number 8. The distance between me and 7 is 30. Okay, so they worded it just a little bit differently. It's the same though. Okay, so you've got some number over here and some number over here, and the distance between this number and 7 is 30, and the distance between this number and 7 is also 30. So to get this one, we're going to take 7 plus 30, which is 37. Whoop. That's an easy one. 37. But going to the left will be the harder one. We'll put 0 on here again. This part's 7. So if I take 30, well, it'd be 7 minus 30. But here I'm at 7, so this distance is 7. If I take 7 away from 30, I get 23. So 23 plus 7 gave you that 30 there. And this number right here, the distance from 0 of 23 is negative 23. So those numbers are negative 23 and 37. They have a total distance of 60, which is double that 30. I am 80, number 9, I am 83 units away from negative 10. Where am I? Okay, so here's negative 10. Here's 0. Okay, so now I need to go 83 units away. Well, if I go this way, okay, if I go this way, we're going to combine the 83 with it. So it's negative 10 minus 83. Okay, so we're 10, but then we're going to go, so this part's 10, and we're going to go 83 more. So the total distance from 0 to this number out here will be 83 plus 10, which is negative 93. That would be that value there. Okay, from 10, I need to go 83 this way. Well, from here to here is 10, but from here to here has to be the difference of that. So 83, it'd be 83 plus negative 10. Or 83 minus 10 would be 73. Because if I add 10 plus 73, I get the 83. So 0 and 73 units away is positive 73. So that one's 73, this one's negative 93. Okay. Kind of confusing stuff, but we can get it with lots and lots of practice. Question 10, where am I? I am 15 units away from negative 4. Okay, so here's 0. Here's negative 4. And we're 15 units away. So I got to go 15 this way and 15 that way. So over here, we're going to have negative 4 minus 15. Okay, so I need to go here 15 units. So this is 4. This is a distance of 4. And then from here to here, I need to go 15. So 15 plus 4 is a total of 19. So we're at negative 19. Which negative 19 is negative 4 minus 15. If I go this way, the distance has to be 15. So I already have 4. Going from here to here is 4. Then from here to here, I need to go 11 because 11 plus 4 gave you that distance of 15. So if I go 0 and I go 11 units, that's positive 11. Okay, which that would be negative 4 plus 15 on that side. So when we go to the left, we're going to subtract. When we go to the right, we add. Okay, number 11. I am 20 units away from negative 33. So here's negative 33. Zero's way over here. Where am I? Okay, so we're going to go this way. We're going to take negative 33 plus 20. And we're going to go this way. And we're going to take negative 33 minus 20. Okay. So in order to look at that, I know the distance from here to here is 33. Okay. The distance from here to this point over here has to be 20. So 33 plus 20 is 53, and it's still negative. Okay, so the distance from here to here is 33, but then I need to go the distance from here to here being 20. Okay, so here to here is 33, but here to here needs to be 20. So I need to find this distance right here. And I do that by subtracting the two. So the difference in 20 and 33 is 13. So the distance from here to here is 13. So this number is negative 13. That one was kind of hard. Okay, it's all, look, I drew number lines all over this thing. I have one number line, but then I have some distances represented. I am 5 units away from M. Where am I? Okay, so we're going to go this way, 5 units. And we're going to go this way, 5 units. So this number right here is whatever this number is, M, plus the 5. Remember, if we go to the right, we add it. If we go to the left, we subtract it. So M minus 5. And the distance between here and here is 5. And the distance between here and here is 5. But the total distance between those two numbers would be 10 because you add those together. So we got this number and this number. Okay, and this represents whatever number you want. All right, so we have some dialogue here, some think out loud problems. So they're going to work out problem 12, which was on the previous page here. And Michael says, I know how to draw the arrows. And so he draws the arrows. But then what? How do we label the answers? She says, well, this number on the right, she points over here, is 5 more. So that means M plus 5. So she labels it M plus 5, which is what we talked about. Michael, so can we write both answers with addition? What will we add to get the other number on the left? Jay says, what about negative 5? Adding negative 5 is adding the opposite of adding 5. So m plus negative 5 is the opposite side, which is true. Okay, we're going to add a positive 5, and then we're going to add a negative 5. And the negative just tells us what direction that we're going. And then she says, why don't we just use subtraction? Jay, you labeled this number, and she points to this number up here, m plus negative 5. But we could also call it m minus 5, which is what we did on the previous page, because that's 5 less than m. Sure, it's both. Hey, do you think we could use subtraction to name the number on the right? Let's use the idea you had, Jay. We want to subtract the opposite of 5, right? So we subtract negative 5. Okay, so let's think about this here, and they give us some choices. What could Michael say next to explain what he means? Does he mean that m minus negative 5 ends up being in the same place as m plus 5? Does he mean that subtracting negative 5 is like adding 5? Or subtracting a negative number does the opposite of subtraction, which is addition? Or D, all of the above? Okay, and it's actually D, all of the above. Okay, all of the above. All of those things are true. Okay, so m plus 5 is the same as saying m minus negative 5. Remember, we've talked about in class, these two negatives will make a positive, which will have you doing addition. All right, we got 4 more problems here, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so 13, clue number 1, or clue, I am 12 units away from C, where am I? Okay, so here's C. They did C plus 12 over here, which we could also write C minus negative 12. Okay, those are the same. We prefer this one because it's already reduced. We don't like to see 2 different signs in there. And then if we go this way, we have C minus 12, or we could say C plus negative 12. All those two mean the same thing, and those two mean the same thing. We prefer the ones on the bottom, though. Okay, so here they just tell us to plot these numbers. Okay, so they have n plus 8, n plus negative 8. That would be over here, n plus negative 8. N minus 8, so that's n going left 8, left 8. And then n minus negative 8. That's right here, n minus negative 8. Because the 2 negatives will make your positive there. Okay, now they put a number in here. So we got 3 plus 12. So 3 plus 12 more is over here. So 3 plus 12, which is 15. And then 3 plus negative 12. So 3, and then you're going to add a negative number. So you're actually going left. So 3 plus negative 12. 3 minus 12, so you're at 3, you go left 12. 3 minus 12. And then 3 minus negative 12. So that's right here, 3 minus negative 12, because the 2 negatives make your positive there. And the last one, number 16, we're at negative 10. Okay, don't let the negative confuse you here. Because the addition subtraction parts are still the same. So if we're at negative 12 and we subtract a negative, we're subtracting a negative, so we're going to go to the right because those 2 negatives make a positive. So that's negative 10 minus negative 8. When you see those 2 positives, that means add. Negative 10 minus 8, so we're going to the left 8. So negative 10 minus 8. Negative 10 plus negative 8. So negative 10 plus negative 8. Negative 10 plus a negative tells you to go left. And then negative 10 plus 8. So -10 plus 8 would be over here. And again, I wrote the ones on the bottom that we prefer to see because those are the most simplified versions. Okay. All right, that will do it for this part of lesson 5. We will come back and we will do the stuff to make you think and the tough stuff. If you can go ahead and try them and see what you get. You can also start working on page 24 here on the additional practice, and you can kind of work your way through some of those problems. Some are old, some are new, and just get a head start on that for your quiz. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the second part of this lesson.